Welcome back, I'm FrozenMelon, and today we'll be continuing with the arena run of our priest. So we're actually doing quite well after losing and going 2-2, now we're at 4-2, so this is quite nice. And we'll see how we jump into this game.
Anduin versus Gul'dan.
Okay, against the Warlock this time. One coin, I got a 3-drop, got a 2-drop, I will toss the 7-drop. Let's have a 2, and technically that's a 5, so let's go. And turn. So I hope everyone else is doing alright at the moment. I believe this video will be going up on Sunday. Myself, it is Friday when I'm recording this at the moment. So I hope everyone has had quite a nice weekend as well. I myself got quite a busy weekend coming up, quite a lot of work booked in, so.
Hey, I got you, friend.
Okay. I'm gonna coin out this here. I think getting this out in the field with sort of the weaker minions is going to be more difficult to deal with. If he wants to throw everything into it, that's absolutely fine. Yeah, but I mean, what are people's thoughts on the meta at the moment in regards to ranked? I don't know if you're sort of wild players yourselves, or if you end up playing other sort of things as well alongside that.
Drink with me, friend.
Do that there, try and get a bit more value. So I'm kind of a bit more frustrated with the whole Warlock quest scenario. Like, what I will say with the quest itself, I don't think the quest itself is a bad idea. It's just the fact that the Warlock has so much access to healing with that quest. So it's that 1 mana card that if it kills a minion, restore 4 health. Then there's the 6 extra health that it gets from completing the quest itself as well.
Challenge accepted.
Now, all those together don't seem like that big a deal, but they kind of are. So, in essence, that person that plays that has an extra, what, you got 8 plus the 6, so
Hey, I got you, friend.
14 health on top of their normal health. With the silence. And between that as well, then they also have quite efficient removal. That's not bad. I'll trade at least 2 of those into it now. So this is the round you get sort of these good quality decks that just seem to have quite a lot of cards to play out and keep the board quite efficiently.
Here for a good time.
Silent voices, please.
So that was a good turn for me there as well. Dealt with this big threat. Had to silence that off. There's no way I'm dealing with it otherwise. And if one of these stay on board, I'm gonna have quite a good time playing this on it. So yeah, but back to the Warlock thing, and yeah, then all their cards synergize quite well together. So they take damage, they can heal up. And if you're playing the more control type versions, you do have the Spellstone in Wild, which means that you can get an extra sort of 7 health back after your cards have done damage to you.
Got a job for me?
Yeah, next down to 6, so we'll play it. We'll take that there. So I'm making the trade there, because if he does have silence, I want to make sure I take the biggest thing off the board. There's still going to be a 4-5 if he does silence it, so...
So many possibilities.
Yeah, and it's just one of those things just with Warlock, they can get the quest out like really efficiently, and a lot of other decks can, but Warlock gets such an advantage over it that it's just kind of insane on the amount of value that they can get out of it afterwards. So, do I want to heal here? Not really. But I do want to take the 5 now if I can.
You're next. Come, pray with me.
One for me, one for you.
I forgot the Chillwind Yeti there. So yeah, that's kind of like my 2 cents on the Warlock class. I mean, as for sort of giving any nerfs to the card, just removing the lifesteal from the quest would be enough, really. Just make it a bit more risky for them to whack themselves down. Because I mean, there are games where I've played against it, and I've been playing a sort of token druid, which does quite well against the deck, really. It's just, if they get all their efficient removal, they can get really low down on health, at which point I can normally just one-shot them in return. The issue that arises is the extra health they end up getting.
Yeah, you're hot.
That does get overkill. I mean, other than that, it's kind of just removing other forms of healing that the Warlock has. That doubles up as removal.
Look what I found!
Because one of the issues that we always end up realizing with kind of sort of the class's identity is they were like, if I'm choosing a priest, I expect to be healing up the things. If I pick up a rogue, I'm expected to have bounces and things along that sort of aspect. I'll start getting this stuff off, because if I get the board now, I think I'm pretty much ahead. I should win now. And a good example of sort of when the class identity got broken was when Druid could get more armor than Warrior. Like, Warrior's tactic is to kind of essentially weather the storm and then hit face. Hunter's tactic is just to hit face aggressively, when Warrior's kind of there just to tank and then return back. almost like a kind of counter-attacking class or things. That's why it's got sort of like really big sort of things such as like stuff like that.
Trespasser be gone!
Play that out there and get the ping in. And it was one of those things where you could just sit there, you'd see a druid, and then they end up having like 54 armor. And it was never unusual for them to have that level of armor either. And then Blizzard's response to it wasn't to curve the armor gain of the class. Their entire answer to it was to release a card that specifically targeted armor and then just destroying the armor immediately. Which not only does that, like, if that card ever like sees play, it just ruins those armor decks, but it also entirely removes an entire identity to a class. I mean, Auror's hero power is literally to gain armor, and then you decide to release a card to not let them have that armor. It's just an unusual sort of way to nerf something. But anyway, so thanks for listening to my rambles there. So we did win that game, and I will see you in the next one.